Ever dreamed of starting fresh in a new country, especially now, but didn't know how to make it happen with a family and a business in tow? We're going to discuss that with our special guest today when we return. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur Show, where we dive in deep into what it really takes to build a thriving online business while raising a family, nurturing your faith, and prioritizing self care. So, I'm your host. If you don't already know, I'm Rasheeda Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Coaching, the creator of this wonderful Mompreneur HQ community, and the host and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy. So, we're on a mission and we're here to help moms who are destined to get time, money, and location freedom. Now, we're talking about location freedom today to really get into starting their own business so that they don't have to neglect themselves or their families in the process. We do this through coaching, content, community, and now through the Digimompreneur Academy. And so, as we continue on this mission to help moms just like you to create all of the things that you dream of without sacrificing the people and passions that matter most, we are doing it in this community, and we're inviting you as well as welcoming you into the Digimompreneur world. And today's episode is one that you don't want to miss, especially if you've been thinking about moving out of the United States. We're joined by the incredible Akinah Rahmaan, a powerhouse mompreneur who traded her hustle and bustle of New York City for the tropical freedom of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Okay, put a little spin on it for y'all. But anyway, Akinah is a seasoned entrepreneur, real estate expert, and relocation coach, helping women design bold lives filled with freedom, success, and peace in the beautiful Riviera Maya. Just saying it sounds like relaxing good time, right? From closing real estate deals in Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum to her music industry days leading marketing for stars like Frank Ocean and Big Sean, to launching her own New York City fitness brand with clients like Spotify and Teen Vogue, Akinah has done it all. And let me tell you, her dance company, her fitness brand, was all the rave. Okay. Now she's showing other women, especially Black moms, how to make their international dreams a reality, blending her deep knowledge of business, lifestyle, and wellness into a brand rooted in purpose and transformation. So if you've ever dreamed of living abroad, starting fresh, or just want to be inspired by someone who's boldly rewriting the rules, then you're in for a treat. If you don't already have your pen, paper, or digital device, go ahead and get that so that you can take down some of these notes. If you're looking to relocate, if you're looking to step up your confidence game and be bold, we want you to be able to write those nuggets down. Also, if you are joining us live, go ahead and put hashtag live in the comments and tell us where you're tuning in from so that we know the reach of the Mompreneur HQ community. And guess what? If you're ready, you can also put a hashtag ready in the comments so that we know that you are ready to meet our wonderful guests, soror, mine sister, and just cool people, Miss Akinah Rahmaan.
Hi, hello.
All right, welcome to the Mompreneur Show. I'm so glad to have you on with us today. Yeah, so I gave you this intro and I told people a lot about you, but not really giving it all up. So why
Mhm.
don't you introduce yourself and tell us who Akinah Rahmaan is?
Sure. As you said, I'm Akinah Rahmaan. I am a multi hyphenate individual. I've been that way my entire life. It's just how I'm wired. I had a long, extensive career in the music industry in New York City. Once I graduated from college, moved to New York, which is where we met in college. And I really loved my New York life. I loved it for a long time. I loved working in the music industry. From the music industry, during my time in the music industry, I became a mom. And that was the catalyst that led to me being a full time entrepreneur. Once I became a mom, I actually was laid off. So I was
I was pregnant when I got laid off, girl. I put in my notice, and 2 weeks later, I was laid off.
exactly, I just come back from maternity leave and it's continue on. So I was what I feel like it's the cosmos, right? So all of those things are planted. So for while we're planning, God's laughing. So he had this already intended for my life.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing for me. As you mentioned earlier, I started a company called Banana Skirt Productions, which
Yeah.
was a dance fitness brand that kind of just came out of my knowledge of working on music video shoots. I would always travel with my clients to the music to shoot their videos. And one of my clients was Missy Elliott, who you didn't mention in the intro because I don't even think I told you this. Well, you know, but
Mhm.
so being around Missy for so many years and just watching how she shot her music videos really left an impression on me, as you can imagine. And so as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next, I always call myself the queen of pivoting. So once I got let go from Def Jam, which is where I was a VP of marketing at the time, and I was like, oh, and I said, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was trying to get back into shape. I just had a baby and all that good
Mhm.
stuff. And somehow this thought came to me to recreate music videos as a form of fitness because I was not a fan. For me, Zumba was like a thing I thought about doing, but then the music wasn't going to inspire me to move. Funny
Got
enough, I ended up moving to a Latin country, but at that time I was like, I can't dance. I don't want to. Salsa's not doing it for me. I need some hip hop. So I formed this business called Banana Skirt, as I mentioned already, in which we took music videos and used those as a form of fitness. So we would learn about 30 to 60 seconds of the moves from a music video. And it just took off. We started getting a lot of influencers taking the classes, a lot of celebrities themselves, a lot of brands wanted me to bring it to their employees. And that was my life. And it became a thing. And I never intended for it to be as big as it had gotten. But then comes COVID, the
Mhm.
pandemic. And once again, Akinah has to decide how to pivot. And so once the pandemic hit, everything went online. My instructors went online. We figured out how to, because before that, we were just a fully in person dance fitness
Right.
brand. We weren't online. And so we had to figure out how to get ourselves up online pretty quickly. So I was able to do that. Our instructors were performing classes from their homes and people were tuning in from all over the world, right? And so it was doing very good. And during that time frame, during COVID, I took a trip to Tulum, Mexico. Yes, during October 2020,
Wow.
in the thick of it. And a woman that I know, she had created it wasn't a business, but she created an opportunity for those of us who were in New York, in New Jersey, in places where we were in condos and in apartments. We weren't like the people in Virginia or Maryland or in LA out in the backyard enjoying the pandemic. We were
Mhm.
stuck in our apartments. So she came to a lot of us with this opportunity to rent an apartment in a building in Tulum that had been fully developed, but was just sitting there empty because of the pandemic. And
Oh.
so it was about 20 families, all Black, moved to Tulum for from 1 month to 3 months into this condo building, which was beautiful in the jungle near the beach. And I had never been to Mexico. I had been to like the West Coast, Ensenada, Tijuana. I lived in LA before, so I had just driven. So I was not aware of the Caribbean coast at all. Came to Mexico, came to Tulum, fell in love with it,
Mhm.
saw all of these families thriving, slow traveling, living all over the world. Those were the types of families that took this opportunity. And I was like, what? Y'all are doing what? Okay, I'm a little behind. So I went on YouTube University. I started looking at families and people living abroad. And I'm like, wow, I can do this. And because it was the pandemic, like I mentioned, I had put my business online. I said, I'm like location agnostic. Like I can be where I want to be. So I said, okay. But what happened was I ended up catching COVID in Tulum. So went back to the States and said, you know what, I can't be here while I have COVID. I was shook. I was so scared. At the time, I was overweight, obese,
Mhm.
clinically, right? I was over 200 pounds. I was like 215 pounds. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I was so
It was
afraid.
scary at that time, yeah.
It was very scary. I was like, why did I come to Mexico? What was I thinking? I brought my family. I'm here. What was happening? So ended up going back to the States. Put the idea of moving behind me. That was October 2020. So just got back into the thick of things, beat COVID at the time. That's how I felt. I was like, oh, I'm a superwoman. I just beat COVID.
Right.
So just went back into my regular hustle. And then January 6th happened. And I said, oh no, I'm not staying here for this. So January 6th happened. The following week, I took a plane, and my friends who had stayed in Tulum actually came up to Playa del Carmen. They said, you need to come to Playa. There's all these Black families here. We have community. It's beautiful. You should come check it out. So I got on a plane and came here the week after the insurrection and loved it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm moving.
Oh,
So
wow.
by March for my birthday, we packed up, sold everything, packed up, and moved to Playa del Carmen.
Wow. That place must have the bomb diggy everything, because to just visit once and say, this is it. Fall in love with the location so much that you sell everything. Who's leaving New York City? Like, why? Well, we know why, because we're from the area.
Exactly.
But most people be like, I'm trying to get to New York and you're leaving. And that's an awesome strength and decision making, because you had a child at the time.
Yes.
And so schooling and figuring all that stuff out, in addition to just moving up and uprooting the family and moving to another location. So
Honestly, that was the easy part because
really,
I knew I wanted to save him. That was my biggest thing. It's like I want to save him from this heavy life, this
mm,
heavy life. This I got to give you a talk every time you leave the house. I have to be you were in school. He was in school doing what is it? Live shooter drills at 5 years old. I was that part of it was what actually made it easy for me.
when you say it like that, yes, I totally understand that. And that's been some people's thought then. There's a huge expat community, like in almost a lot of the different areas of other countries, because now people are just starting to look at it and say, you know what, deuces.
Yeah.
So I guess tell us about New Leaf Mexico then, because now you're in the process of helping other people to make that same decision. So go ahead
Mhm.
and talk about it.
Yeah. So the idea of having an online dance fitness studio fizzled, right? Because everybody started going back outside. They wanted the in-person experience because that's really what group fitness is all about. It's about that in-person exchange of energy, which my company was brilliant at providing. So I understood that. And I knew I wasn't going to move back to New York at all. So I had to lay my baby to rest. I had to let go of banana skirt and again make a pivot and make some changes. And so actually a little known thing about me is that I became a recruiter, an online recruiter for about a year as I figured out what was going to be next. But again, looking for things that were not location specific. And at
Mhm.
that time, we were still on the heels of COVID. So a lot of companies were really looking to hire. And I had a girlfriend here in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen, who had a small independent company in which she was a recruiter and she hired recruiters to work underneath her umbrella. And I started doing that. So there's lots of women. The people that live here are just amazing with so many just different experiences and expertise. You really be surprised. So she
Okay.
brought me on board for that. She always laughs because she said I took it and ran, and I just started doing so much with it. But it was not something long term at all. And so what I ended up doing was telling people here, like people were asking me all the time, how'd you do it? How'd you end up moving to Mexico? Where do you live? How's it like living there? So I told some people, I really think I want to get into real estate. Not something I'd ever considered. I don't even know where it came from. And when I started having that conversation, it came to me. So I got an opportunity to join an agency here, which was one of the best agencies that are in Playa del Carmen. Really great colleagues. They taught me the ropes.
All right.
And yeah, they brought me in. And as an English speaker, my Spanish is very basic. My kids are fluent, but me, I'm still working on it. And that's another thing I think people are afraid of is coming to another country that
Mhm.
speaks a different language and not being able to fall in, but you can. And with the right attitude, the right, I guess, joy about just being here, those opportunities will come to you and people will genuinely want to help you. And a lot of the times, if you come here, you want to do certain things, a lot of your clients are going to be English speakers. And so once you develop your relationships with the Mexican community here, you'll be that liaison between the two that your Mexican friends and colleagues can trust. And so can your American friends and colleagues. And so that's where I found myself. So much so that after 2 years at the agency, I left. I branched out. I'm an entrepreneur, so I left the agency and I started my own, which is New Leaf Mexico, which is what you recently brought up. And during my time at the agency, all of my clients were my own. People just started reaching out to me, referred to me from other people. And I just started selling properties, and they were just like, "What? She sells a lot." And it's just, I always tell people I lost my parents, my father in 2020, which was another one of the things that gave me the okay to move, and then my mom years before that. And I always say, when you have parents in heaven, like, they move mountains for you. And I
Oh,
truly believe that this is why it's been able to happen in the way it's happened for me. Nothing's perfect, right? So, like I tell people all the time, no place is nirvana, no place is utopia. Humans are going to human. So anytime you go to a place where there's human beings, nothing, it's not going to be a perfect scenario, but it's perfect for us. It works because I don't come here with expectations of it being where I came from. I don't want to create my exact same life that I've already lived. I don't expect Mexico to be the United States. I love and I appreciate and I respect Mexico for what it is. Now, could there be improvements? Of course, there could be an improvement where I just came from. Many. Do I look to bring value and bring things to the table where I see things could be different or better? Absolutely. That's just who I am, but not in a way where I'm saying I could be, the way we do it is better than the way you do it. No, it's just bringing value to the scenarios. And I think that has been also one of the keys. But yeah, so I started this company, and most of my clients were Black women and are Black women. A lot of them are married, some are single, but the women are the ones who are the driving force of a life abroad, whether it be to move here full time, whether it be to live here part time, or whether it be to have an investment property, whether it be to get residency so that they can have options in case of anything. Just having those options and knowing what to do has been something that I find so much joy in providing. It's just one of the best things that I've ever done. I
wow.
appreciate, yeah, the women that are I work with are just something else. They're fantastic. And I always threaten to do this big dinner once they're all moved here and everything, because a lot of times you're selling pre-sale properties, so some of them aren't already developed or already built. But
Okay.
once everybody's here and they get to know each other, they meet, it's going to be something. So I really enjoy being able to introduce people to this area. I believe in it. It's a beautiful place, a great place to invest. If you like me and you love the ocean, it's the Caribbean. So to live on the Caribbean Ocean, mind you, I don't go as much as I used to when I first moved here. It's that thing, right? We always get so used to something, but
It no longer
it's
has its
there.
flair.
Yeah, it's just, oh yeah, the pool's right there. I'll go whenever I go. So it's the same thing, but it has been a real joy. And I started to do the courses now. So I'm working on a course because a lot of people now are saying, if I move there, how can I get into real estate? And I am not, what they say now, the young kids, a gatekeeper. I'm not a gatekeeper. I love to share, and I've always shared. And I've already brought some people into real estate already. And
Okay.
I want to continue to do that. People are always asking me, how did you move and get into real estate? And because you do have to get your license. You don't have to start with your license like you do in the States, which also was a benefit to me.
Interesting.
But now I have my license, and then I'm showing other people how to go through the process. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a little interesting caveat because I know them real estate tests are very nerve-wracking, especially like here where you have to take the test in so many hours before you can even get the certification or the license. That's an interesting tidbit. So you
Mhm.
tell us what motivated you to move to Mexico and how you felt like you got the permission from your parents in heaven to be able to say that this is okay, this is the right move. So, as we were talking about mompreneur, you as a mompreneur, entrepreneur, starting a new business out there, and talking more about the real estate, can you walk us through what a real estate opportunity would look like working with you?
Absolutely. So it's essentially, it's very similar in terms of you go online. What is the big difference though? Is that we don't have an MLS. There's no central MLS system. If you're familiar with real estate, that's where we can go. You can put in 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. This is a budget, and you get a whole list of what's out there in the market. We do not have that.
Yeah.
So as an agent here, you do have to do a lot of groundwork and a lot of relationship building.
Okay.
But what it is like is my clients, they go online first, in their home countries, in their hometowns. They go online and they start to look and they find homes, because we do have various ways that we post properties online. So they go online, they find these properties, and then they say, "Oh my goodness, I want a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. I saw these properties," and they start to send me things in a lot of instances. And from there, I'm able to understand what it is that they're looking for. And then I'm able to bring them a lot of the properties that they find online are mislabeled or do not completely all of the proper information, because again, there is no MLS. But being an agent here in the market, you establish a lot of relationships with developers, with builders, with other agents. A lot of the agents that are the sellers agents, and you have all these different opportunities to find them the property that they actually are looking for, that they probably would never find online. And so that's typically how it works. And then from there, they schedule a trip, which is not hard to do, to come to this area. They schedule a trip to come here. We go out on showings, whether they are interested in Cancun or Playa del Carmen or Tulum or Puerto Morelos. It really is a personality and lifestyle choice between those different areas. Playa del Carmen is in the middle between Cancun and Tulum. And so most people fly into Cancun, and then Playa is about 40 minutes from there. And then Tulum is 40 minutes from Playa.
Okay.
So that's just to give you an idea. So typically that most people they tell me where they want to look. I have properties. We go out and do the recon. We go out and do our showings. And from there, you put in a reservation first, is how it works here. You put in a reservation, which is your good faith deposit. We put in the offer. From there, I always have all of my clients. So once we get to the point where the offer has been accepted, I have all of my clients work with an attorney, because it's important to have an attorney that's in this market from the state of Quintana Roo. So I always have my clients. Sometimes clients don't want to work with an attorney, or they think they can work with an attorney from the United States, and that's just not possible. But since I've been here, I have 4 or 5 attorneys that I love and that I recommend, and they have an opportunity to talk to them all. Or some people just say, just tell me which one, and they work there. But I always give them that opportunity. There's also opportunity for mortgages. So you can have yes, it is a cash market primarily, but now more and more companies are springing up that offer assistance, that offer mortgages here in this market to Americans and Canadians primarily, because that's how we're used to buying property. So I'm able to introduce them to mortgage brokers, to different banks that offer loans to American citizens. Now, the prerequisites are a little bit different just depending on the entity. Sometimes it's 20% down, but sometimes it can be 30 to 40% down. But that is still a benefit, because that way you're not so highly leveraged. And this market is not highly leveraged, because if you are taking out a mortgage, it's not as much money. And then, like I mentioned before, a lot of people are paying for their homes or their condos in cash. We have pre-sale market, which is really big here too. So you're able to come in when something is a year or 2 years out, make a payment, 30%, and then you're able to make payments throughout the build, or just pay when it's delivered to you, the remaining balance. So there's just lots of different creative ways to own property here. Houses, condos, near the water, away from the water. It's all possible.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of options.
All right. One last question, since you are Miss Multi Hyphenate. How do you balance running a business, managing these properties in real estate, and being present for your family in a foreign country?
Sure.
Well, no longer foreign for you because you lived here, but
yeah, we have our residency. We're almost 5 years in. My husband is a big part of it. He is very hands-on. We run the property management company together. So a lot of the property management responsibilities he is the front face for. And then with the kids, he does a lot of the running back and forth between school and soccer and volleyball and their appointments, and he does a lot of that heavy lifting, thank God. So I play my part, of course, but I'm also able to be out showing apartments, showing condos, because we also do rentals. We also, like I said, we have lots of different things that we handle, relocation clients, and it's a lot of conversations there. But with the kids and with the family, we schedule time. Every Friday is movie night. We make sure we go to the beach once a month, and so we do all these different things. I'm always at I may not go to all the practices. I'm not soccer mom at the practices for sure. He's there. But in terms of the games, I'm at every game. Same thing with the volleyball games for my daughter. So all of those things, it takes a village. And so when we're both busy, we have lots of friends here, which is the big reason why this spoke to me, Playa del Carmen, because it's a really beautiful community, especially of the Black American expats that have all come here. So if we can't do it, we have other friends at the school that they pick up the kids for us, or they drop them there, or all those things. So
I
yeah,
love it. I love
yeah,
it. Thank you so much, Akinah. This has been an enlightening and wonderful conversation. I know that there are people who see these memes and things on and just the daily news and start wondering, where could I go next? So
right.
I believe is going to really reach out to some of our community members who have seriously been thinking about it. And hopefully now they have their ear to the ground because they know that they have Akinah over there in Carmen. Oh, is it Carmen de Playa?
Playa del Carmen,
Carmen.
Carmen
Anywho,
del Playa. It
yes,
works.
ma'am. And and to know that they have options and they don't have to be fearful of making the move because we already know that Akinah has already done that. And what is driving that is the question. So why are you looking to move? And if your why is big enough, like I don't want to keep having these conversations with my son, I don't want to have to deal with the things that are happening here in the US, whatever your why is, or I just want to relocate because I want to have that nomad life, right? I want to be able to work
Yes, off
necessarily,
the hamster wheel, a life
but
of life. Absolutely, that was second to the kids. Number two was definitely better quality of life for sure.
there you go. There you have it, folks, with Akinah Rahmaan. And so we talked about the new country, new business, and how to relocate and build a mompreneur life abroad with our special guest, Akinah Rahmaan. And Akinah, let us know how our guests can reach you.
Absolutely. So they can find us at newleafmexico.com. And of course, my email, Akina at newleafmexico.com.
All right. And before you go, we usually like to do like a real this or that type of thing with so that people get to know you a little bit better. So, first question. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Beach beachside villa or mountain retreat?
Beachside Villa.
Well, go figure, right? Oh, but tacos al pastor or homemade soul food?
Okay, I'm going to still say homemade soul food no matter where I am in the world.
Awesome. And lastly, spontaneous adventure or carefully planned itinerary?
Carefully planned itinerary at this age.
Abu, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah,
Awesome though, because hey, why not? Let's get it organized, and I'm ready to go. I could go anywhere. We got a itinerary. We know what we're doing, but
exactly.
that is fun. So
Got
thank you.
standards. Where we're staying.
Listen. So I really do appreciate you showing up for our mompreneurs today. And again, folks, if you need to reach Miss Akinah, she's given you her emails, her website, newleafmexico.com. And of course, if you need to check her out on the gram, Akinah the Playa Agent, you can check her
Mm,
out on Instagram as well. All
yes.
right. Thank you for joining us, Miss Akinah. And all right, mompreneurs, you have your marching orders. You know what to do if you want to relocate and build abroad. Until next time.